In any industrial setting, the biggest dangers aren't always the loud, obvious ones. A lot of the time, they're silent. They're waiting inside a machine that looks completely turned off. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the one safety procedure that stands between a worker and a fatal surprise. I mean, just think about that for a second. It's a terrifying thought, but it happens. So many of the most tragic accidents happen exactly this way. A piece of equipment that's supposed to be off suddenly isn't. It starts up, it moves, it cycles, all while someone's working on it, totally exposed. And this right here is the whole ball game. On the left, you've got a machine that's just switched off. We call that a sleeping giant. It looks safe, but it's not. It's loaded with potential. But on the right, you have a machine that's truly isolated. It's completely powerless. It's in a confirmed zero energy state. That difference isn't small. It is, quite literally, life or death. So, this brings us to the real villain of our story today, that unseen danger. It's all that hazardous energy that can just hang around inside a machine long after you've hit the big red off button. Look, we're all familiar with the obvious stuff. We know to be careful around live electrical panels or, giant moving parts. These are the dangers we can usually see coming and prepare for. But here's the kicker. It's the energy you don't see that poses the biggest risk. This is the stored or residual energy that can be trapped deep inside the system, just waiting to be released without any warning at all. And these are the kinds of hidden dangers we're up against. Just think about it for a second. The immense hydraulic pressure in a fluid line, the incredible force of compressed air in a pneumatic system, or even the raw potential energy coiled up in a massive spring. These forces can be trapped long after the power is cut, which makes them absolute silent killers. So how do you fight a silent, invisible threat like that? Well, you don't leave anything to chance. You use a deliberate, physical system to gain absolute control. And that system, that's the hero of our story. Lockout/tagout. Lockout/tagout, or Loto as you'll hear it called, isn't just some rule in a binder. It's a physical action. It's a procedure designed to create a real physical barrier between a machine and its energy sources. And the goal is simple and absolute: to make damn sure that machine cannot be restarted until the work is done and everyone is safe. This is the mantra. It's simple, it's direct, and it is completely non-negotiable. If you are going to work on a piece of equipment, it must be locked out. There are no exceptions, period. Now, this whole procedure isn't just a checklist you rush through. It's a life-saving ritual. Every single step has to be done in a specific order for one very, very specific reason: to guarantee that machine is at a zero energy state. And the flow here is absolutely crucial. First, you prepare. You find all the energy sources, and you tell everyone what's about to happen. Then, you shut the machine down normally. Next, you physically isolate it. You close a valve, you flip a breaker, then you apply your own personal lock and tag. But you're not done yet. The next step is critical. You have to release any of that hidden stored energy. And only then can you move to the final and most important step. You verify. I really want to pause on this step because it is the most important part of the whole process, and it's often the part that gets skipped. Verification is mandatory. This is where you physically try to start the machine up. You push the start button, you test the controls, and what should happen? Absolutely nothing. That's your moment of truth. It's the final confirmation that proves the system is safe and catches any human error before it turns into a tragedy. So the process itself is rock solid, but it's powered by people. The entire system hinges on personal accountability and on understanding that your actions protect not just you, but everyone working around you. This is the golden rule of Loto. If you are working on that machine, your personal lock goes on the isolation point. Not your supervisor's lock, not some general department lock. Your lock. And the reason for this rule is so simple. Shared locks just create confusion. Who's really in charge? Who's responsible for that final check? A personal lock, on the other hand, is a shield. It gives you and only you total control over that machine. No one can remove your lock but you, which means no one can turn that machine back on until you are clear and safe. Your life is literally in your hand. Every single Lotto violation is a gamble. The psychology is powerful. There's pressure to get the job done fast. There's that overconfidence that says, oh, it'll just take a second. But the system is designed to be deliberate for a reason. It's a countermeasure to our own human impulse to rush, because those few extra minutes are an investment in a lifetime. It really all comes down to this: one lock. This small, simple, mechanical device, but it has immense significance.
It's not just holding a lever in place, it's holding a life in the balance. That single lock is the physical guarantee that a multi-ton machine stays powerless, protecting the person inside it. It's the ultimate symbol of control, of trust, and of safety.
And that brings us to the most important takeaway of all. A lock on a piece of equipment isn't just hardware. It's a statement. It represents a person, a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, who is counting on that system to get them home safely at the end of the day. It's a physical promise that we're all looking out for each other. And that leaves us with a critical question. In a world of deadlines and pressures, what's the biggest barrier to getting this right every single time?